Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is.
Leaked footage allegedly showing Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci Mane has gone viral, setting the internet on fire and throwing the hip-hop world into chaos. Behind the flashy chains and million-dollar deals, rumors claim Gucci Mane became caught up in serious street politics that spiraled out of control, supposedly leading to his jewelry being taken in broad daylight by people connected to his own artist. The story being whispered online paints a picture far more calculated and ruthless than anyone expected. While social media has been buzzing non-stop, many still believe it's just clout chasing or fake news, which is why this breakdown aims to separate fact from fiction. According to circulating claims, last Tuesday night in Dallas, Texas Night, some say, changed everything for Gucci Mane, and his 2017 Empire Forever run Gucci was working in a private studio when Pooh Shiesty allegedly pulled up unannounced with a small crew from Memphis. And this wasn't about contracts or label disputes. The rumors point to deeper issues involving respect, loyalty, and unresolved tension, especially surrounding how Gucci reportedly handled the funeral situation of Pooh Shiesty's close friend Big Scar. If the claims are true, that night exposed cracks inside Gucci Mane's camp that few saw coming.
Passing away, like to this day, I still ain't really got over that. It's my little cousin, to tell me welcome home, still messing with me up for real, so I ain't really got over it.
In the streets, loyalty is everything, especially when tragedy hits. When an artist passes away someone young and gifted like Big Scar, there's an expectation that the label head steps up and takes care of business. Funeral costs, family support, everything that comes with honoring a fallen brother. But according to people close to the situation, Pooh Shiesty felt that didn't happen. The family of Big Scar has claimed Gucci Mane only sent around $10,000, allegedly for flowers, when a proper funeral would have cost closer to $50,000. That didn't sit right with them at all. Scar's sister publicly expressed her frustration, saying her brother was worth far more than that and accusing Gucci of being dismissive during a painful time. There were also claims that Gucci refused to cover additional costs, allegedly citing personal expenses, which only made tensions worse and fueled the feeling that Big Scar's memory and his family were disrespected.
We paid for that 10K went to flowers high. We still got a casket. He getting cremated. He getting put up in a museum. Bitch would not be able to walk on my brother's grave. He ain't getting put in no ground. He ain't getting buried with no chains. He not getting no chains back. Period. At the end of the day, receipts that Annabelle uploaded for the bill and the receipts. Like I said, we only received 10,000. What the other 10 is, I don't know. But yeah. I'm at work with my feet up, making boxes.
Talking about some long live him, bro. You ain't do nothing, cuz, on God. And you ain't getting them chains, cuz. You can't get them chains. There's no way you can get them chains. The minute that them folk called your phone to see if you gonna pay for the funeral, you blocked them. That's not real, cuz. On God, that's not real. I thought Gucci was rich too. Ha, food all up.
But here's more context on why the situation allegedly hit Pooh Shiesty so hard. Big Scar wasn't just another artist on the label, it was Pooh Shiesty's day one homie from Memphis. They came up together in the trenches, shared the same struggles, and built their names side by side. When Scar passed away, sources say Pooh Shiesty felt like he lost a brother. So when Gucci Mane reportedly didn't step up the way he expected for the funeral, it became deeply personal. What started as disappointment slowly turned into resentment, and according to people close to the situation, that feeling had been building for months. Now this is where the story allegedly moves beyond funeral drama. Rumors claim Pooh Shiesty had been holding onto that grudge, quietly letting it grow. By the time he walked into the Dallas studio, he supposedly wasn't there to record music or talk business. He was there to make a statement. From the moment he confronted Gucci Mane, the energy was different. This wasn't a friendly label meeting or a creative discussion. According to the story being told, Pooh Shiesty made it clear he no longer wanted to be part of the label and explained exactly why. The exchange reportedly got heated fast. Gucci Mane is said to have tried calming things down, talking about loyalty, unity, and keeping the team together, but Pooh Shiesty allegedly wasn't interested in smoothing anything over. He supposedly spoke openly about how the Big Scar situation affected him, and accused Gucci of leaving Scar's family hanging when they needed support the most. Sources claim Pooh Shiesty told Gucci that having money but not properly honoring his fallen brother showed the kind of boss he didn't want to work for. Gucci allegedly tried to explain his side, but by that point, Pooh Shiesty was done listening. After roughly 20 to 30 minutes of back and forth, with tensions rising, Pooh Shiesty reportedly ended the conversation. He allegedly told Gucci this would be their last talk, grabbed his belongings, and walked out. What no one inside the studio supposedly knew was that his crew was already outside, waiting in separate vehicles. According to the rumors, while Pooh Shiesty was inside confronting Gucci, his people were positioning themselves, knowing exactly when he would exit and what would happen next. Those spreading the story claimed this wasn't random, it was planned. They described Pooh Shiesty's circle as loyal, aggressive, and willing to move on his behalf, setting the stage for what many are now calling one of the most shocking betrayals in recent hip-hop history, according to the stories circulating online. Pooh Shiesty's crew, often referred to as a Choa gang, has a reputation in Memphis for moving as one and responding fast when they feel disrespected. People familiar with the street say loyalty is non-negotiable with them, and when one member feels wronged, everybody's involved. Allegedly, as soon as Pooh Shiesty exited the studio and drove off, his associates made their move with precision. Reports claim they approached Gucci Mane aggressively, with no intent to talk things out, and demanded his jewelry. The first item allegedly taken was Gucci's wedding ring, a highly valuable piece said to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, followed by an expensive luxury watch reportedly valued just as high. In less than a minute, rumors suggest close to $500,000 in jewelry was gone. What really shook people in the industry wasn't just the value, but the implication that this wasn't random. The narrative being pushed is that the entire situation was planned, with a confrontation inside serving as a distraction while the crew positioned themselves outside. In street terms, the message wasn't about money, it was about disrespect, retaliation, and reminding Gucci that the unresolved Big Scar situation hadn't been forgotten and that, in their eyes, actions come with consequences.
How SIT to be exact, this the faster key. They come with black keys, but when you got these keys, make the car faster. You unlock all the engine power. But, this my first track out. Been one bad. I got this on Gucci Mane's birthday. Like, he gifted me this at his birthday dinner. The dinner was almost over. We leaving out. I'm thinking I'm finna go get back in my Hellcat.
In the alleged aftermath, sources claim Gucci Mane moved quickly to cut ties, reportedly dropping Pooh Shiesty from 1017 records and officially ending their relationship. By then, however, the damage was already done. Rumors spread that Gucci was seen without his wedding ring and his most expensive watch, and industry chatter exploded with talk of him getting caught slipping. The situation also raised serious questions about security around him, how his own artist associates were able to get that close, and where his protection was at the time. Those questions started circulating quietly behind the scenes among label executives and artists alike. That's when YouTuber Seti Nash reportedly caught wind of the story and decided to break it down on his channel. Known for covering street news and hip-hop drama for years, Nash claims to have sources across Atlanta and Memphis, and once his video went live detailing the alleged robbery, the story spread even faster across the internet.
Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Believe me, don't believe me, but y'all know when I break down street shit like this, I'm never wrong.
Nash went on to reveal details that few others were talking about, outlining how the situation was allegedly set in motion, how the crew moved with precision, and how Gucci Mane was caught completely off guard. At the same time, he was careful with his wording. Nash avoided directly accusing Pooh Shiesty of planning the incident, noting that any explicit implication could carry serious legal consequences, especially since Pooh Shiesty is reportedly still on probation and could face major trouble if conspiracy claims were pushed too far.
Pooh Shiesty still ain't forgave Gucci Mane on the way in which he handled the whole entire situation. See, what a lot of people don't know is that some things are unforgivable to some people. Pooh Shiesty, Scar's death is one that he could not forgive. So Pooh Shiesty has not been rocking with Gucci Mane at all since he got out. And as of today, Gucci Mane Pooh Shiesty went their separate ways. But the details on how that happened, whew.
In the comment sections, some fans were quick to claim that Pooh Shiesty was directly involved in planning the robbery, but Nash stayed measured and strategic in how he presented the story. He understood the stakes and made it clear that putting someone's freedom at risk for YouTube views isn't worth it. Still, in the streets, many felt the message was already understood, and people immediately began choosing sides. For those unfamiliar with Memphis street politics, Pooh Shiesty's circle, often referred to as a Choa gang, has a reputation that goes back years. Long before the fame, they were known for making bold moves and sending messages, and according to that reputation, this wouldn't be their first high-profile situation. As the story spread, other artists and fans weighed in online, with some arguing Gucci Mane brought it on himself because of how he handled the Big Scar situation, while others felt that rubbing a former mentor crossed an unforgivable line. The hip-hop community quickly split down the middle, but this situation is about more than just an alleged robbery or street beef. At its core, it highlights issues of loyalty, respect, and how people are treated during moments of loss. Many believe Gucci Mane learned a harsh lesson about the importance of standing by artists and their families during tragic times. The controversy also shines a light on the darker side of label politics, where personal pain can clash with business decisions. When Big Scar passed away, his family reportedly expected Gucci to act as more than just a label executive. They expected him to show up like family. When those expectations weren't met, it created a rift that, according to many, was impossible to fix.
10K ain't did shit but buy obituaries and flowers, boo. This shit ain't here with no obituaries and flowers, boo. 10K ain't shit. My brother was way more worth, baby, my brother worth more than 10K. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Yeah, Gucci son 10,000, and it was somebody else on another 10. So it was 20,000 and all.
At the end of the day, this situation involving Gucci Mane goes far beyond losing expensive jewelry or taking an L on social media. It highlights how power, loyalty, and respect really work in the hip-hop industry, especially when people involved come from the same struggle. When loyalty breaks down and street codes are ignored, the consequences can be serious. Dealing with people who feel they have nothing to lose means respect has to be shown at all times. The big question now is what comes next for Gucci Mane. He'll likely have to rebuild his standing in the streets and seriously tighten up his security, because this situation showed that even millionaire rappers aren't untouchable if they move wrong. For Pooh Shiesty, the fallout looks very different. He is now seen as a free agent with a reputation for standing firm on loyalty and respect. While some labels may hesitate to work with him, others will see his street credibility as stronger than ever. To many, he proved his willing to walk away from major money to stand on principle and honor his fallen homie. This entire situation may force label bosses to rethink how they treat artists during personal tragedies, funerals, family emergencies, and moments of loss, because artists want to feel like family, not just contracts. In the streets, Pooh Shiesty's stock reportedly went up, with many respecting his willingness to sacrifice everything for loyalty. And now, after all that, it's time to get into the exclusive footage that was promised from the